Hello, Internet old acquaintances. My name is Rich, aka Darth Geekula, and I wanted to do a quick video on my 5 favorite action figures of the rather horrendously terrible year of 2016. So I'm not saying these are the best action figures, but these are my 5 personal favorite, and I will explain why they are my favorite as well. I was going to do a top 10 list and also include honorable mentions. But I am big, fat, and lazy, so I did not do that. So maybe that'll be one of my New Year's resolutions, to not be so big, fat, and lazy. Okay, let's get started with number 5. It is the Marvel Legends Build a Figure Bath Juggernaut Wave Wolverine. This is a fantastic figure. It has all the awesome Marvel Legends articulation that we have come to expect. It's also a very well sculpted figure. And most importantly, for this list, he's wearing my favorite Wolverine costume, which is the sort of mid-'80s brown and tan. The other great thing about this figure, Wolverine is a fairly short dude, a short and ferocious dude, but short nonetheless. And a lot of the figures, he's just too tall. This figure is almost a perfect height. It would have been really cool if we'd gotten an alternate head. Especially like an unmasked Logan head would have been cool. But still, a very, very awesome figure. Coming in at number 5, we have from the awesome Ash versus the Evil Dead TV show, Ashley J. Williams. Some people might not know, Ash is one of my favorite characters. Right up there with Batman, right up there with any number of Star Wars characters. Huge fan of Evil Dead and the Evil Dead franchise. And this, in my opinion, is the best Bruce Campbell figure NECA has ever done. Very cool. It looks like a great sculpt of an old Bruce Campbell. Very cool figure. NECA is doing a Ultimate Evil Dead 2 / Army of Darkness Chainsaw Ash. That one will probably overtake this one as my favorite Ash figure. But as of right now, This is my all-time favorite Ash figure, and it is awesome. Great articulation, great sculpt, great figure. That was number 4. At number 3, we have, from Star Wars The Black Series, 6-inch scale, Sabine Wren. This is a character introduced in the Star Wars Rebels animated series. Really, really great figure. Black Series is probably my all-time favorite, is my current favorite line, my current favorite modern line. And this is one of the best figures of the year. What really sets it apart is the paint. It's a good sculpt, good articulation, but the paintwork is really good. I've said this before, the main criticism I have of the Black Series are the paint apps on the human characters. Most of the troopers and droids look really good, but the humans sometimes get kind of short shrift when it comes to paint. But this one, the outfit, the paint is really cool, that kind of splatter look. Sabine is a graffiti artist, so that's why she has a lot of cool kind of her own kind of custom painting on her armor. But the face sculpt and the paint on the face, more importantly, is real. The face sculpts are always good. It's the paint that is the problem, and I think the paint on this looks great. Okay, now at number 2, it is the SH Figure Arts Luke Skywalker, Farm Boy Luke. This is an awesome figure. I always talk about the Black Series being my favorite current line. If I had the money, and if they're easier to get, I would probably be all in on SH Figure Arts Star Wars figures. They are just absolutely beautiful sculpting. That is probably the best Mark Hamill sculpt I've ever seen in a 6-inch scale. It also came with many accessories, which was cool. I feel almost unfair having it on this list because most of these figures are mass market figures that you can find in Toys R Us and places like that. This is an import figure, and it's also a high-end figure. But it's just so good, I had to have it on the list, even if it's almost too good. Too good for me. Like I said, I would love to get more SH Figure Arts, but they are expensive. You know, they range anywhere from $60 to $100 once you factor in shipping and all that good stuff. But The Black Series Luke was a little disappointing, so I'm really glad to have this guy in my collection. Beautiful, beautiful action figure. Okay, and number 1, we have, everybody's falling off the table here, the Mattel DC Multiverse Dark Knight Returns Armored Batman. Now, some people might find this a controversial choice, because I know people love to sort of criticize Mattel, and I understand that. I think this is a great figure. The articulation is average. It's not great, but it's good enough to be average, much like my college years. But what really sets it apart for me is A, great sculpt. It looks like Frank Miller's artwork jumping off the page. And B, this is the figure I have wanted for years. We have seen action figures based on Frank Miller's The Dark Knight. DC Direct / DC Collectibles did some figures. Mattel has done some figures. For some reason, this is the first time we've gotten Armored Batman. I know Armored Batman doesn't seem that interesting now, but back in the 80s, there was something very striking about Batman sort of putting on this armor to fight Superman. I love it. I love this figure. As soon as I got it, and it's not a hard figure to get. There's about 5 of them hanging on the pegs at Toys R Us right now. I still think it looks great. Like I said, average articulation, really good sculpt, and just for me, there's a nostalgia factor with this figure. The Dark Knight Returns is one of my top 3 Batman stories of all time. And being the Batman fan that I am, to finally have him represented in big, chunky plastic is awesome. It's not perfect. Like I said, the articulation isn't out of this world. Also, his trigger hand on this sort of grenade, kryptonite grenade gun, the hand that's sculpted to hold it is a little too loose. You really got to kind of wedge the gun in there. But otherwise, I mean, I love this figure. Really, really happy to have it in my collection. And I really, really love the DC Multiverse Dark Knight Returns figures. So there you go. My top 5 favorite action figures of the year. A lot of honorable mentions. I mentioned SH Figure Arts there, Mace Windu and Episode 1 Obi-Wan I got this year. Really great figures. Marvel Legends, the Deadpool from that Juggernaut Bath wave was really great. The Build-A-Figure Sandman was really great. Star Wars Black Series, I'm going to do a whole separate video on my top 10 favorite Black Series figures of 2016, so I'll talk more about them later. Other NECA figures, their Ultimate Terminator figures are great. All their Ultimate figures are great. Personally, I picked up the Ultimate Police Assault Terminator and also the Ultimate Part 3 Jason from this year. Also great figures. So there you go. I hope you guys got some awesome figures this year. Please, in the comment section below, let me know your favorite figures of the year. Tell me if you agree with me. Tell me if I'm crazy. If you've enjoyed this, hey, why don't you like the video? If you didn't like this video, like it ironically. And that will also get your point across. Okay, everybody, Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a great holiday season. And until 2017, actually it's probably 2017 now, I really hope I will continue to see ya.